Hi, Sandy here. I get a lot of questions about how do I organize my glue book stuff. So I'm going to show you, because I've been kind of tidying it up a little bit. And this is my scrapbooking room, my craft room. I do scrapbooking and glue books, and that's about it. So most of this is scrapbooking stuff. I have, these are my embellishments and stuff for the holidays and subjects and my tags and borders that I like to make. I only do 8.5 by 11 pages. I don't do the 12 by 12. And I usually start, not always, but I usually start with a solid color sheet of paper. But I've been getting these. This is kind of a print on it, but it's pretty neutral kind of a print. So I've got those. I use those for my glue book bases a lot. I have scraps over here, paper scraps that I use for lots of stuff. I have my stickers here. I have, this one is vintage, and then the rest are sorted by color. Because I like to do my tags and borders basically by one color, because if I pull out everything all at once, it's just too much. But if I pull out everything orange and make a tag and border, it's just simpler for me that way. And this is my scrapbooking paper, and this is those are the colors. These are the subject scrapbooking paper. Now this is where I keep stuff that I cut out from magazines and various things, and I'll get more into that. I'm going to put the camera above my desk so I can show you. And then down here I have this milk crate, and I try to keep my glue book stuff in that milk crate and in this box. And then right below I have a stack of magazines that I will eventually harvest and cut out whatever I want to use from those. But for now I've got enough. I don't want to cut out much more. I don't want to get too much stuff. And just confining it to these two boxes really helps a lot. It's going to be hard to show you once I get on the desk. This box is some binders. And I keep them with the end down, so they're kind of like folders in there. And I sort stuff into those. And then this box I use file folders and sort stuff into that. So I'm going to put up my camera and I'm going to show you what I've been doing. Okay, so I have 4 of these binders. This one is People and Fashion, and I've got vintage people. There's Buddy Holly, Marilyn Monroe, and Audrey Hepburn. I thought I organized this. So, well, it's a good thing I didn't, because I can show you. I just use a speck of glue and stick it on here. And then I can flip through and see what I have. So this is vintage people, and I like old photos, you know, and I don't even know these people, obviously. Here's a little boy feeding the chickens. It's just so cute. Vintage pictures. Here's an old store. So I can use those on scrapbook, on glue book pages. These are some cards I got from Scrapbooking for Less. They come on a 12 by 12 sheet, and I cut them up. This is out of a magazine. This I printed off Pinterest. This is a magazine ad. I've already made one glue book page out of this. I found 2 of them. I might make another one and make it totally different than the other one if I remember what the other one looked like. There's Judy Garland. This I printed from Pinterest. This I printed from Pinterest, and they have more. I would just love to be able to print all to my heart's content. I wish I could print to my heart's content from Pinterest, but you know, ink is expensive, so I try to limit how much I print. There's another one from Pinterest. And then I got my children's section. Children cut out of ads and stuff. This is off of a calendar, I think. I printed this from Pinterest. This is out of Avon catalog. Some catalogs. Children. Children. So you see, I can just flip right through. And then babies. Babies. And then cartoon characters, more or less. And then people. And sometimes I will leave the people, I will cut them out like paper dolls, and sometimes I will leave them square. This is stuff I need to work with. I don't know what I'm going to do with those. See, this if I use that, I won't cut her out like a paper doll, because I like the background and the rest of the picture. So then, here's some I've cut out. They can overlap a little bit. People, there's some people ready to go. I like them ready to go. Now this has something overlapping it, so that I would put a sticker on there or circle or something. I would overlap something on that. And this one got folded over, but you know what? When I glue it on the page, it doesn't matter. So that's my people. And then here's a lot of them I left. I liked the background or what's in the picture, so I left those square. And then these are larger ones. I'd have to pull these out of the page protector and look through them. And then I've got a bunch of these larger ones that I've left square, rectangular. And then this is more for my daughter. She's made a couple of glue books with me. Fashion. She likes the fashion. Clothes, shoes, more shoes, purses and boots, makeup, shoes, makeup, nails, cosmetics, jewelry, scarf, lots of jewelry. Somebody gave me a jewelry catalog, and when I was on vacation, I sat in the car and I cut out all of these. I cut out a lot of stuff in the car when we were on vacation because my husband was driving, and see, I cut all this out. And then these are some larger things that I split into a page protector. I got watches and glasses and more shoes. These are all together, so they would be used on a page like that. And then perfume bottles. I got a lot of pretty perfume bottles. And then some fashion words. This is, I kind of made this book more for my daughter, to help me with some glue book pages in her style, but I'm definitely using those ladies. So there's that. And then this one is animals, cats, dogs, birds, butterflies. So these are calendar pages right here. And then I've got the teddy bears. These I put in a page protector, and then these I just glued to a page, you know, with a speck of glue. There's more teddy bears, and then some teddy bear stickers, put those in a pocket. And then I got some bears and dinosaur. I got rodents, mice and skunk, and there's some fox over there, wildlife, bunnies, chipmunks, squirrel, more rodents, reptiles. I don't have any snakes. I don't like snakes. I got turtles and frogs, and there's salamander, fish and sea life. This is good for when we go to the aquarium. I use this for scrapbooking as well. If we go to the zoo and at the aquarium, I use this stuff. Then bugs. And I get sticker pages and stuff, and I like to take them off. At one point I tried putting it on wax paper, and it sticks a little bit too good for me, and it's kind of hard to get them off sometimes. But it's very organized. And otherwise I just use a speck of glue on the back. These are not stickers, and those don't have a speck of glue. So then I got there's more bugs and a spider, and then I got farm, ranch, horses, chicks, pigs, various things. Then I've got zoo stuff. Zoo, and we recently went to the zoo, so I'll be using a lot of this stuff in my zoo scrapbooking. And this can be used on a glue book. So I got it a little bit mixed for scrapbooking and glue books. This is off of my Littlest Pet Shop calendar that my daughter had. I cut those out, and I used zigzaggy scissors so that they look like they're stamps. Not all of them, and then dogs. Pictures of dogs. I need more dogs. Dogs are fun. I bought a book, a small little book at the thrift shop of smiling dogs, and that's those. This is out of a magazine. This is a little mini poster. These are from pet ads. People with pets. This is really cute. I'm going to use that for something. So I got my dog section. I think these were from the smiling calendar, and I actually cut those out. You know, sometimes I can change my mind when I get there. If I leave it full, I can cut it out later. So, dogs. I said I need more dogs. And you know, sometimes I'm afraid to use up a lot of things, and then I won't have them. Because I love doing Victorian, you'll see my Victorian stuff. I love doing Victorian glue books. And I had a whole bunch of Victorian decorating magazines, and I had all these beautiful Victorian bedrooms and dining rooms and living rooms, and I had so much. So I did an entire glue book of Victorian rooms, and it's so pretty to look at, but now I don't have very many Victorian rooms left. So I'm not going to change that glue book, but these are greeting cards. But I'm kind of careful to use up too much of my stuff. So then there's cats. I like cats too. This is a greeting card. And these are cut out of magazines. Then butterflies. These are the backs of a calendar, you know, where this is from a magazine. But some of these are from the back of a calendar where there's a, you know, the sample pictures on the back of the calendar of what the pages look like. So I think a lot of these are out of Birds in Bloom magazine. I really wish I had more butterflies. I don't find that many of them. And then this is from a book that I bought of birds. So I have a lot of those. And I can cut those out or put them on the page as is. So I got birds. And then these are more birds. These are little dove stickers. So I got all my birds here. I think this is a Tim Holtz cutout, die cut. These are greeting cards, and I kind of cut them out a little bit. I think there was a writing on them. I didn't want the writing. So, and I just use a speck of glue, so sometimes they fall off. And then sometimes when I get new stuff, I'll take like a handful of birds that I've cut out of magazines, and I'll just stick them in there. And then later on, when I feel like it, I will go through and add more pages or fill in the blank areas on the page. And I just recently got this book organized. So lots of birds. I like using birds on my pages. So, and these are some birds that need to be cut out, or don't really know what I'm going to do with them, and more birds, and some calendar page birds. So this is basically animals: butterflies, birds, bugs. Okay, then this one is flowers, scenery, houses, buildings, landscaping. I like using that stuff on my glue book pages. This is from a page of a magazine, and it's some signs from a small town. Just some pretty little signs. These are some plants, some vases of flowers. This is one thing. It's two vases. A lot of flowers that I have cut out. Somebody gave me a catalog of flowers you can order for your garden, and I cut them all out, and then I put them on colored paper and cut them out with decorative scissors. And they look a little bit like stamps if you use your imagination. So, and I try to have like the same size, because sometimes when you're doing a page you have this much space, you need something there, so they're kind of by size, but not really. If I'm filling in spaces later on, and that's the best place to put it when I have to mix the sizes, that's okay. So I got a lot of these, and I use some. There's some more flowers. This is a giant sticker. This is cut out of magazines. Lots of flowers. I'll skip a few pages. This is from a calendar, the back side where they show what's in the calendar. This is from a greeting card. I had like 4 of these. These are from Scrapbooking for Less on a big 12 by 12 page, and I cut up the pages. I've used some of these. I don't have all of them, or maybe I do. Now this, see, maybe I didn't go through here as thoroughly as I thought I did, because I almost used this on a page and I changed my mind and used something else. So just interesting flowers, and so all I got to do is flip through. And some of these, the pages have torn, and I just leave the pages in there. And I forget where I was, but I saw some of those rings, you know, reinforcements, and I had them in my hand, and I was thinking, I wanted some of these, and I don't remember why, and I didn't buy them. But that's why I wanted them. So maybe I'll get them another time. So then we got landscaping, well, flower beds and landscaping, and just all kinds of flowers. Then there's scenery, mountains, trees, scenery. Snoqualmie Falls, Washington. We were there. My husband bought a packet of postcards on sale, and this was in there, and I already had several of them, so I didn't need that one. But I'll put that on a glue book page. It's pretty. See, look at the water, the waves. This was also in that pack. Just scenery for backgrounds. Oh, and these are larger sheets, so I put those in there. And landscaping with rocks and flowers and various things. You know, I like those. Here's some water fountains, some pots, statues, the brick walk. You know, I like those in my pages. So I've got all of this. There's some lattice with flowers and the squirrels, and in this. There's a boat at a lake. So I like using those. Got a lot of them. So this is nice. Okay, and then, well, still more. Then I got this out of a Victorian magazine for a bench. That's cute. Then buildings. And this is a greeting card. Here's a log cabin. I got them somewhat sorted, and look at this. This is landscaping. You know, that's the height of it. Chairs outside, and porches with chairs and stuff. Here's a sunroom with some beautiful wicker furniture with rosy seat covers, tables and chairs. These are nice on pages for backgrounds, and more landscaping. Just various things. These were also in that packet. We went to Seattle and Washington, and hey, that's where we got that packet. Then the beach. Here's a nice skyscraper. Older buildings. Here's a bridge. Houses. Another log cabin. This is kind of like my farm. And I do have, and then the Victorian and the mansions, and then there's castles mixed in here. I got like a country section, and Victorian is my favorite. And I bought a book at a thrift shop with this castle in it, so I have some of that. And then I printed these like plans for these castles and Victorian houses off of Pinterest. This I love these Victorian houses. That's my favorite. And doors, fancy porch doors, you know, and then these, maybe I got a better picture, yeah. These are by Sue Walls. She paints these beautiful Victorian houses. I have some calendar pages of those too. So this is my landscaping and flowers. And then I've got this book. This is basically my Victorian book. This is from a Victorian calendar. This is from a book I bought, The Coat of Many Colors, and I just like the artwork. So I made a few pages using these. And this was from that book I bought for the castle. So I keep those in the pocket of this binder. And then I've got angels. And see here, I pick up paper out of the trash at work. They throw away stacks of it. And if it's been printed on, I don't care. It's free. It's free. So there's my angels. These are little dolls. That's what it is. Dolls. Dancing. And then here's my Tim Holtz people. And these things come loose, but they're basically organized, and I can flip through and find something that I want to use and just pull it off and glue it onto my glue book page. So this is my see that I had that other book of nowadays people, and this is my Victorian vintage people. These aren't really quite Victorian, but they look good on my Victorian pages. I like them. So I got pages of these, and I kind of arranged them by size from smallest to biggest. And these I did not cover both sides because they're thick cardstock, and they'd be grabbing onto each other, and that wouldn't work. And then I've got Victorian things I can decorate my pages with. And I tried to arrange them kind of by size. And these are things I printed off Pinterest, things I cut out of magazines. I just get anything I can find. See, here's a torn out page, but all I gotta do is flip it, and that works for me. Here's another, I need to print some more of these. I've used a few of these on my pages. I really like those from Pinterest. So, yeah, Victorian is my favorite. So I like to have a lot of things. This is out of an old calendar. One day I just kind of let myself go and printed 4 on a page, several pages of these sweet little girls and Victorian women. So that was fun. These are going to be nice on pages. I got some postcards. These are from Scrapbooking for Less. The pages that you cut apart. I think they're graphic 45. I could be wrong. These are graphic 45. They're not quite Victorian, but they'll do. I really like bicycles. I like that one. And then these are graphic 45. So they're not quite all by size. Well, this is the people. Well, this is people, and then it goes into Victorian ephemera. And this is graphic 45. I got some 12 by 12 sheets. There was various things on them, and I cut up the words and everything. And I like making tags and borders, and these are good for my Victorian. I usually like to make them bigger, but one day a while back I was playing with these baseball cards and making them to fit in there. So these are basically Victorian style, so I like to keep those handy. These are ads out of a Victorian magazine. Victorian from the 1990s, not the 1890s. And I like using these in my books. These are from Scrapbooking for Less, and I cut these off a page and I rounded the corners. Just various things I've collected to decorate my pages. I've had these a while and I don't really know what I'm going to do with them, but I'll use them. These are actually for sewing, for other lacy little things you can decorate something with. But I think those will look good glued on a Victorian page. And then now these are from work. These are for the truck drivers, and they were in the trash. And I thought, well, those might be interesting on a page. Not Victorian, but now I'm into regular ephemera, that assorted ephemera. Not necessarily Victorian, but assorted. That can go on almost any kind of page. So this is my ephemera. So I got things divided into sections, and okay, now here's tea and dishes, and just glued onto a page. Kitchen stuff, more tea. These are from a Holly Hobby calendar. There was a recipe, so I saved them, and sometimes I decorate my pages with those. Just some tea bags. I tea dyed these. And I like to put the tea bag pages on them. Victorian kitchens, these are more like 60s, 30s or 40s, not really Victorian. Just various things. So I'm into the dining room and food section. Here's a dining room. See, I love this kind of stuff. Those are great backgrounds. And then here's a little girl in a kitchen. Now this, it doesn't really need anything. I could glue that on there just as it is. And maybe I could glue a Victorian lady right there. Or something. You know, I don't really want the little girl. She's cute, but I don't know. So now here's the parlor, living rooms, pianos, fireplaces. There's another dining room. Things get a little bit out of order once in a while, but I used to have tons of these rooms, and now I don't have so much. And then here's some larger size pages. When I do my really big glue books, the 16 by 11 by 16 on the black pages, the old scrapbooks, I like to start out with something like this to fill in a lot of space, and then fill in the rest of the space with smaller things. But I don't have very many full page stuff yet. So there's some bedrooms. Isn't this beautiful? Love that. So I recently cut up another decorating magazine, and I had a pile of stuff, and I sorted it into the sections and glued it on. And after I went through all 4 of these books, I ended up with 4 or 5 blank sheets of paper that were empty on both sides after rearranging things a little bit, and that doesn't seem like much, but considering that I've added a lot, I'm making a little bit of progress. And then we got furniture, Victorian furniture. I like this phone and that phone, candlestick, trunk, bathtub. Then some Victorian tabletop stuff. So that's my Victorian book. Now in the box, I've got things. I've got music sheets. I can cut those up or use them whole. I got this old book. It's actually called The Champ. I use that for just newsprint. This is a reproduction 1909 Sears catalog. It's got a lot of cool old stuff in it. I got it. There it is. There's the cover. I think I tore the cover. The back cover will look just the same as the front, and I actually put that on a glue book page. So I use these sometimes. And then I have so much of this, but these are some Victorian older style prints, various things. That I can use some scrapbook paper to fill in some spaces on my glue book pages. All of my scrapbook paper, I only do 8.5 by 11, and after 18 years of scrapbooking, one day I decided I'm going to cut it all down to 8.5 by 11. So I have like this much of this size. I have a lot of this, but so I have a lot of scraps. I like scraps. And then I've got this folder. I'm in that other box now. These are some pages that I have chosen to use as bases. Various things. See, I just put some scraps on there. My daughter made this years ago. We had some bingle daubers that we found at a garage sale, and she decorated that. So I'm going to use that for a background. More scraps. This is the watercolor paper, various things, more scraps. I don't know where that came from. This is just some paper that's printed on both sides too, that you would print newsletters or invitations or something on. Yeah, I did several of these, and I am using them. This is some used paper. That's good enough for a glue book. I don't throw away anything. More of that. More of the watercolor paper. These I tea-dyed. That's good for my Victorian pages. And then these, I thought, well, these would make good backgrounds for Victorian pages. So I've got these ready to go. I use these for backgrounds for my glue book pages, my 8.5 by 11 pages. Okay, and then I have several sheets of scrapbook paper, and I just organized this kind of by size. And I decided what I'm going to do. There's too much. I'm going to take some of this and make me some circles. There, isn't that cool? Yeah, I'm going to do that. So I got the scrapbook paper. Let's see. These are the smaller pieces and some larger pieces. And then this one I've got a lot of pages out of magazines. Let's try this. Let's try this. There, isn't that cool? I'm going to make some more of those. Because I have too much. I got to use some of it. So, what was I saying? So this one I've got the newsprint from magazines and newspapers, and some more music pages, and then lots of these envelopes with the print inside, assorted prints inside. That one's plain, but I think I like the brown. So I've got that. And then there's several full-size sheets that I'd actually ordered them because I thought, wow, those would look good on glue books. Very vintage style. See, isn't that cool? So that's my paper. This is my miscellaneous stuff. It's not Victorian stuff. Yeah, this I was looking for. I'm gonna punch some of this up too. It's kind of cool like that. Look at these sprinkles. Look at that. I'm going to have me some fun. So then there's like prints. There's like characters. Just some assorted things. I like this. I'm going to do something with that. And I got a paintbrush too. Some coins. Just various things. Some things are cut out. Some things aren't. Some words. This is kind of nice looking. I don't know. I just liked it. Then, a teapot. I think this is my things. Look at the eggshells. Candlesticks, some furniture, some dishes, coins. Just various things that I thought might be cool. But I do a lot of the Victorian, so I don't get into this too much, but I do. I thought this was kind of cool. And then this is a bag from a barbecue place, and I like that. And I was thinking I need to move that with my scrapbook paper because I think that's more fitting. So let's see. Then I got this folder of fashion, which is actually my daughter's, and this is her. She wants to do a glue book page of a glue book of celebrities. So these are celebrities. And then what else do we have? Models. Oh my goodness. I got a lot more ladies to cut out. Ah! See, this is why you need to look through and organize your stuff, because you'll find some good stuff. So I got more ladies. Okay, and then she wants to do a decorating book. And I can use this stuff too. We got furniture and lamps and various things and rooms. So this is my decorating folder. I didn't go through this one. I'm just going to leave it alone. But you need to look through your stuff once in a while and see what you got. This one is, oh, this is my brother's, and we both love vintage cars. So this is all full of vintage cars. This is more my brother's stuff. Wait a minute, this does not go there. What am I doing? That goes in with my cars folder. But this is stuff that my brother likes, because I've done a few glue books with him. He's got some learning disabilities, and he picks out stuff that he likes. I haven't done one with him in a while, but my daughter's going off to college pretty soon. He lives with me. I thought I had these cars all sorted, and I've got this very large folder, and I've got them sorted kind of by year. I got a lot of Corvettes. He had some Corvette calendars, the 1970s cars, 1950s and 60s, and I like these, like the Model Ts and stuff, so I sorted those by year. And then I found this. I thought I had them all sorted, but there's more I gotta sort. And this folder is getting too fat. And then I have a lot of my calendars. This is some butterfly calendars, some assorted calendars. I have a ton of landscape calendars, and I do use those. This is the Barbie calendar and lots of Mickey Mouse calendars. This is all Christmas stuff. I did a Christmas glue book last year, and I'm going to do another one this year. And then this is Holly Hobby. What's left of my Holly Hobby stuff. And then this is Victorian calendars. I have a calendar, this, which I love, the Sue Walls. And then I got a ton of pages like this. Isn't that nice? And a lot of times I'll end up with these edges that I can decorate with. So that's how I organize my stuff. And I try not to let it get out beyond those 2 boxes. I do have that stack of magazines to harvest, but I'm not going to do it for a while because I don't want to have too much. So I hope you got some good ideas, and thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel. Bye bye.